Hallo, agus falta is Misha Carla, and welcome to my Scotland series. I just got back from a trip to Scotland with my dad, and it was such a special trip to me, so magical, and I really just want to share that with you, and mainly because I want to talk about it again. It's my channel, I want to share, I want to chat about my trip. My dad and I cooked up this trip while we were talking. He was wanting to go back to Scotland. He hadn't been back for 16 years. I kind of just thought this is the perfect time to have a trip with my dad. Like, if not now, then when else? You know, you never know when life is going to take over. But grab a drink, get cozy. This is my drink, of course. Can't explain it. My impressions of Edinburgh were that it's for an emo girl, hands down. Emo vibes and nature. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know that Bon Iver song, the one that's always used in like Twilight, it's like, that is what Edinburgh feels like to me. Edinburgh felt like I was stepping into a living story, cloaked in mist and mystery. Perhaps the spell was stronger for me, woven with the threads of my paternal roots in this land, adding an extra sprinkling of magic that this was the start of our ancestral trip. The stone facades, medieval and Georgian, seem to carry a mossy memory, as though they have drunk deep from centuries of stories. It makes the city's charm have a real-life breathing element to it, walking through archways and closes that have been here way before my time and destined to endure long after. You can't help but feel the connection to the past. In every corner, the past whispers. The architecture and land are inseparable, fused into one eternal frame, and within it, people move like flowers in a bed, budding, blooming, fading, returning, forever part of the landscape's endless cycle. On the other side of Princess Street Gardens, there's a kirkyard. I can't remember the name, but you can wander through that, and like that, as a Closet Wednesday Adams, that was just, oh my God. When we were in Princess Street Gardens, there was a few tours that were happening. Like, I walked past one where it was like it was two girls and one tour guide. Walked past them at one point and he's giving them a tour, like giving them a bit of the lowdown on the history and like being very flirtatious. And I was pissing myself laughing because that was on my way to Mary King's Close and I walked back by myself. And on the way back, I passed him and one of the girls arm in arm going home together. Tea. My favorite thing that I did in Edinburgh was the Mary King's Close. I highly recommend going to the Mary King's Close. The way that they have done that is just magical. I love a well-oiled machine, and this was part like history, part performance. It was really informative and really fun and interesting, and kudos to them for how they have done that. You get to go through the clothes, and it was so funny. They have like a photo op moment, and I went by myself. It wasn't my dad's thing, but it was so funny. Like, everyone's doing their photos one by one, and then it gets to me and he's like, you probably want to skip that, right? I was like, yes, okay, I guess I will. But I was considering asking the guy to like be in my photo with me because I was alone, but I really wanted to have like a souvenir. But I had so much respect for the guy because the guy that we had, Ewan, I think his name was, there was this couple, like young American couple. So they were loud, were like flirting and chatting and doing all of that at the beginning of the tour, like chatting between themselves. And first off, they were late. Secondly, they were talking and like whispering and all this stuff when we're trying to listen. And the guy was literally like, are you going to do this the whole tour? And I was like, but low-key, like, tell them off because I want to know, I want to hear. I don't want you here if you're not interested. Like, get out. To me, Edinburgh Castle was okay. I don't really think you get to see lots of the inside. It's more like, picture like a fortress. It's kind of like that. Like, I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was probably expecting like fairy tale castle, being able to go inside the castle, but it really isn't like that. People are probably like, bitch, that's a fucking castle. But to me, if you're thinking about going into like a castle, lower your expectations for Edinburgh Castle. Pick up a guidebook or book a guided tour. I thought the guided tour was really great just to explain a little bit more about the history, but I didn't actually get to go to any of the museums or art galleries that I wanted to, and I didn't get to go up to Colton Hill even though I walked through around, and oh my god, it's steep. Holy shit. I only did like one staircase. I was on FaceTime to Andrew and did one staircase and like around the corner, and it was so steep. I was so puffed on FaceTime. I popped into the Children's Museum. My God, why can't I remember? Kind of fitting for the trip because, you know, we're looking through all these toys and reflecting about childhood, and my dad was telling me about his childhood and his childhood toys, and like I saw toys that I forgot that I even played with as a kid, like, you know, like the paper dolls with the dresses. Like I used to play with that, and I completely forgot about it until I saw it. So that was quite fun. Proceed with caution if you're scared of dolls. I personally loved this room. I thought that the dollies that I saw in this room are so cute, but some of them are terrifying. It's not something I'd think of going to see, but I'm glad I went through and saw it, because even just for like what it made me reflect on myself, you know, like it was quite nice. What I wish that I had done was do a spooky tour and a witch tour. Again, they were all booked out. So Midhope Castle, Lallybrock. So huge Outlander fan. This was incredible. Geeking. I was so excited. It's so stunning in person. I only really care if you watch Outlander. You can sit on the steps like I did. You can see where Jamie got whipped. I shouldn't say it like that, but so you can just kind of see the set. It's just nice to see, as someone who's a fan of Outlander, to see this. Me and all the middle-aged ladies had such a good time, and we were taking each other's photos. There's nothing inside really to see, but I did like peek through the window when I was up at the door, and I had the fright of my life because I saw a face staring back at me. But they've placed a cardboard cutout of Jamie inside, so from a distance it looks like he's staring at you, but hi, that gave me a heart attack. And really it's just kind of like the steps that you can take a picture on, the archway. I think around the back is where they shot like the stable scenes, but I didn't really recognize it. But it is beautiful though. Like it's a beautiful ground, but craziness. Like I didn't know about this, but I got stung by a nettle. Like I was like, ouch, my leg fucking is so itchy. Like why is my leg so itchy? And then my dad was like, oh, that's because you stepped by the nettles. As an Australian, I'm worried about stepping on a snake or a redback spider, not about leaves stinging me. That's about it for Edinburgh and beyond. Following the track of my trip, we're going to Perth next and beyond. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.